Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. So today we are doing a little townhouse, well it's not very little, but it is a townhouse, and we are using some of the new terrain tools to try and make some different parts of the house a bit more interesting and a bit more exciting. So if I sound a bit strange or a bit sniffly, I have a cold thanks to one of my wonderful work colleagues giving it to me. So we'll try and struggle through this next 20 or so minutes of me sounding probably rough as anything. But anyway, so we're starting off first with a little garage that I've sunken down using the new little feature where you can drag the room into whatever place you want on the lot, and I've sunken it down a bit so it's like a different level to the main house there. We got some little fences as well next to it, so if you want to connect sort of build different buildings that are on different heights, you always can build the fence or the wall separately, and you can like plop it in or do what I did and just draw it on the ground and connect it from either end, and that means you can sort of visually connect everything together with them actually looking like a connected and looking a bit more like they're supposed to be there. So out the back we've got a little artist shed, and we have a pool area as well. So the shed is up on a little raised bit, and it kind of becomes a little bit more of a feature. I did want it to kind of come over the pool area itself, but I would have to lower the pool down a lot, and I didn't really want the pool too low down. I kind of wanted it to each bit outside to have its own little area. So we've got a little awning over the top as well, so especially for the guys who have seasons, so you can go swimming in whatever weather you want to and it will be fine. So we'll see a bit later how the back garden actually comes together, but we've kind of got a few different elevations and different levels all about the garden, just to make it a little bit more interesting. I got a build coming out next week which takes using different levels onto a much larger scale, so if you want to have a look at check out that build next week if you want to see some mad terrain tools. So in the house itself, it's kind of a modern-ish house. It's still got some like more traditional features to it, and I tried to make a little hallway entrance space a bit more dramatic than normal. So we've got this like 2-story height space at the top, and it lets in loads and loads of light as well. And then we've just got 3 bedrooms upstairs, one with an ensuite and a bathroom as well. So it's kind of a house that has like older like teen Sims and young adult Sims still in the house. So the interior kind of reflects that. It's a bit more styled and has a bit more of a class to it. There is like some kids bit here and there, but it's not kind of doesn't look like a normal family home. And just sorting out all the different roofings, because we've got the little bay window parts, so having to work out what type of roof I wanted for the main bit, and decided to go for like a side one, with the other one being a normal way around. And I used one of the new bricks from the free update, but in like this really nice like movie maroon color, which is perfect for the autumn, especially now as we're getting into winter. It's got like super cold. I've had to whip out my snowboarding coat because it's so cold. That's probably why I'm sick as well, because of the temperature change. It's like suddenly dropped when it was like quite warm. Now it's like down below 10, which is just warm for some countries at the moment, but not here. And I decided to do some little raised flower beds as well, to see if they looked any decent, using the foundation and stuff and making that green, put a little fence on. I think they look quite cool, and it gives it a little bit of definition to say like, look, this is an actual raised flower bed. And all the plants look a bit grim and dead because I've built this at the beginning of spring. So obviously here in Newcrest, I think it is, that it's still basically winter as my stuff all falls down, as classically. And so all the plants look a bit dead and depressing, but try and bring a lot of colour and stuff inside. So we've got, in the downstairs, we've got the entranceway, and then we've got a long living room, and then we've got like this awkward hallway. Well, it's not awkward, but a hallway in the middle that connects like the bathroom and the dining room, and we've got a little kitchen as well that has a little breakfast table. So in the entranceway, I thought they would be super over the top and have a massive chandelier. Also used the classic vampire stuff flooring like I love doing in all the other builds, and we are adding in the essentials that we need here in our little entranceway. We've got a little bay window seat, and we've got one of the modern coat and shoe racks from the season stuff, and trying to use some shelves that kind of match that colour as well, just to add some extra bits on the walls and stuff like that. And if I sound a bit different, it's because it is a completely different day. It's the day it's supposed to come out, because I lost most of the recording, so I am now better. It's now Thursday and I am better. So we are re-recording everything. So the hallways I tried to keep really bright and airy, especially the front one, because it was the two-story part. So lets in a lot of light and looks nice and welcoming as well. And then in the living room here, we're using the vampire wallpaper to make it all fancy and done in a somewhat stylish way. I use one of the desks to make a little cabinet that goes under the TV area, because I like the fact that it has like little books and stuff underneath, and it just adds a little bit of clutter so you don't have to add too much in here. We're going for a very like clean style in here, only using like whites and creams, and I used a chaise longue as well to put in the window instead of using a bay seat, because there's a lot of bay windows, so I used a lot of bay seats. So I tried to change it up a bit, and we're just adding in a pop of colour here and there with the green. We used a little modern coffee table as well in the black, just to connect the dark colours. I hid a little toy chest at the back there, kind of to give a flavour of some kids being here, but they've obviously grown up a bit, so they kind of just hid it away behind the sofa. And in the little hallway here, I put a cat tree for all the cat people, because you've got to cater for people who have the pet stuff, and I thought it was a great place. Otherwise you could probably pop another side table or cabinet there. I also went around and put a load of the radiators in as well, because I thought adding those always makes it a little bit more realistic and a bit more lifelike, so, and adds a little bit of detail instead of putting loads of side tables everywhere. So in the dining room, we're going for a very, very white theme. It's kind of an entertaining room, especially as it's a older family. So we've got a little bar area, we've got like a seating area again, and some of the plates and stuff in the more modern cabinets. And I used the black seats to kind of pick out and make it a little bit more defined, and also tie in the black to the picture frame as well. So we're kind of keeping it classy. We've got that special little yellow gold light hanging up to match the wallpaper as well. So here in the kitchen is probably the most modern part of the house, and this is kind of like in a little modern extension they've done. So we've got the different wall texture on the outside, which matches the garage, so you kind of imagine that they built this house over time, over the time that lived here, sort of expanding it to meet their needs. So going for a very grey and white kitchen in here. We're using a mixture of the base game top cabinets and the Jungle Adventure kitchen counters at the bottom there, and using some of the more modern stuff, and it's got it's got quite a different angles to it, because we've got a little bit that sticks out, so it's quite an interesting looking kitchen. I wanted to make it look really neat as well, so I spent a lot of time trying to fit the little dish rack right next to the sink there, because I thought they'd be quite particular. We've got a little curtain as well from the city living stuff to kind of close the kitchen off to the rest of the house, so it kind of gives you a bit more privacy. And then here we've got the big large windows, we've got a nice little breakfast table, so you can have a bit more informal dining, or they could sit there and do some work or write in the journal and stuff. And then we've got a little pet feeding area here near the kind of different area from the catchery, so we've got a little bowl, and I put a little extra on by the side to pretend that it's a water bowl as well. We also have the parenthood board as well in here, just so it's a little more of a family space. So upstairs we have a little study area here at the top of the stairs, because I thought it'd be perfect little space, and especially as I wanted to make it sort of a functioning space. So we've got a little computer with some books and some trophies up above it as well, just to make it look like it was a little built-in thing. We've got a little calendar up as well, just hidden under there. We've got one of the modern seats and one of the blocks of wood as well, so kind of can sit there and chill and do some work. There's not actually too much stuff in this hallway, so it's got a very good access and the Sims won't be stuck on anything. And first bedroom we're going to work on is one of the older children, so there could be more a young adult stage that might be still living at home, so they are really into their travel and their nature and stuff. So you used the Caribbean wallpaper and picked out like some blues and some pastel colours as well to go with it. So we've got lots of plants, and we've got the cases as well to kind of add to the travel theme. I also do some paintings of the different like ethnic prints and some travel ones and some maps and stuff as well, just to kind of really play into the theme of the sim that lives in here. And I really like that carpet way of the rug. I never used that version, but it fitted in really nicely with the theme of this room. We got a little sloth poster up on the wall as well, because I thought they would be into their sloths. Maybe they've been to like a sloth sanctuary on their travels and stuff, so I thought that would be quite cool. And I'd quite like to have that bedroom if you could recreate sim bedrooms in real life. So this is the master bedroom. We're going for a little bit of a yellow theme, so we got like the yellow wallpaper, we've got the birch yellow wood, and then we're teaming it with some white stuff in here. And it's not that many cupboards and stuff in here either, so it's quite uses all the space up nicely. We've got a little TV above the second cabinet facing the bed as well, so you could pretend your Sims could sit there and watch TV. We've got different windows upstairs as well, just to give them a bit more privacy than the big open ones that we have downstairs. And I also put a curtain across as well, but it doesn't cover all of it, so you still get all the nice natural light as well coming through. And it also has a ensuite as well, so this is the only ensuite, and that's also quite a modern thing. And this is our second bedroom, so this is probably more a teen bedroom, and they are into their blues and their dark colours as well. They also want to be a musician, so there's quite a lot of like band stuff, and I do a little guitar and microphone, and I think I used the thing from City Living for the busking, so they've got their own little setup in their bedroom. I think that item's pretty cool because of all the wires and stuff, so it's a little bit more realistic setup than some trying to create your own. So we're going for lots of blacks, lots of different shades of blues, and lots of posters as well on the wall, just to give over their personality. They're a bit more rebellious, I would imagine, and kind of know their style. And they kind of want to express themselves a bit more than the rest of the house lets them. So I just went a bit over the top with all the decorations and stuff, just to make it look like they fully went for it in their own bedroom and had lots of fun as well. So on the outside we've got our different layers, so we're going to work on trying to connect them all together, and we'll kind of do this by using like all the same stonework. So we've got a little patio area that comes straight from the house, and then we've got another patio bit that goes to the little artist shed. So we've got a little easel, a workbench, a keyboard, one of the buckets for water balloons as well for when it's warm enough, and I put some paintings and stuff on the wall, and some of the sketches as well, just to make it look like it was actually used as an artist studio, rather than it being like all blank and stuff. I should have put down the little map that has all the paint splatters on as well. That would have made a nice little feature. So on the top bit we just have a little seating area, so you can chill out and stuff. And using this fence from the get together stuff works really nicely because it connects into the different raised heights, so it kind of makes it look like it all flows between the different levels. So we've got our little barbecue area here that's nice and tucked away behind the fence, and a bit further round the back from the actual entrance, the exit from the house. And we've just got a little picnic table and kind of the stairs that are the ones from Jungle Adventures, which fit in nicely with the texture of the floor as well. So I thought we'd make a little path from the garage and the little gate along around to the back as well, and kind of messed around with the terrain a bit to make it a little bit more interesting than it actually just being flat. And I thought I'd add a little swing just to make it like they've kept it from when the kids were a lot younger, but they still kind of keep it around because they're like still using it when their parents are watching or something. And then we got a washing line just tucked behind the house as well, and just decorating it up with a few plants and bushes. But like I said earlier, everything looks super grim, so you'd have to wait until summer if you want to download this house to see the garden in full potential glory. When I was trying to do the screenshots for this, it actually started raining and thunderstorming. I was just like, no, I want to take some nice pretty pictures. And then by the pool I decided to do a little rock feature to kind of blend it in a bit more. So I did cut it out because nobody wants to watch me placing like 100 rocks by the pool, but we'll see it in some screenshots. So we've jumped to inside the the garage, where I've done a little washing machine and dryer. We've got one of the fashion career notice boards up. We've got some decorations as well, just kind of as their little storage space, so they wouldn't imagine them having an attic area, so they kind of use the garage to put everything in. We've got the ironing boards and we've got some brooms and stuff. I did want to add a little like sink so you could wash your hands and stuff if you've been in the garden. And then we've got an extra cart as well in there, so now you can see my lovely rock work just to blend in the sunkenness a bit. And we've put some towels and stuff down there and some drinks, and just finishing off with some touches to the roof, adding a chimney and adding a few bits to the outside as well, just to make it a little bit more lifelike and a bit more fun. So these are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like. If you'd like to see any more builds, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.